In this video we're going to talk about the entrepreneur. Now this is a very short video looking at some essential points about the entrepreneur, and it overlaps with other videos that we've made on this course. So you'll see some points of similarity or some overlap between the videos. But this one is just looking very briefly at an outline of the entrepreneur, a brief introduction. So a quick snapshot of the entrepreneur. So a brief introduction to the entrepreneur. Well, the entrepreneur, this is a person who is alert to profit opportunities. That's our definition. It's someone who is alert to profit opportunities. This definition was originally put forward by a very famous Austrian economist, somebody from the Austrian tradition of economics, called Israel Kirzner. Now, the definition is good because it simply looks at a person who is alert. It's a psychological process. Entrepreneurship is psychological. It's someone getting a good idea, someone seeing an opportunity that others can't see. It resides in the head. It resides in the brain. They are alert to profit opportunities. Not everyone is alert to profit opportunities. It's only certain people, the entrepreneurs, who have this ability. So an entrepreneur is a person who is alert to profit opportunities. It's as simple as that. It's not a sophisticated definition with many terms. This simply states it's a person, it's a human being who has a psychological predisposition to understand opportunities, to see opportunities that perhaps others can't see. Now the rewards and risks for the entrepreneur are as follows. The entrepreneur has authority over the business. This means that of course the entrepreneur enjoys greater degrees of freedom of movement and of work as compared with a salaried employee. Salaried employees by and large have to follow the rules. They have to be at work at a certain time and leave at a certain time and have certain holidays and work under certain conditions which are specified in their contract of employment. But the entrepreneur doesn't have this. The entrepreneur has got greater flexibility, greater freedom. However, the onus is on the entrepreneur to come up with good ideas about the market, ideas about profitability, ideas about sustainability of the business and the maintenance of the business. The entrepreneur must engage in competition with competitor firms and outwit them by having better products, better innovations, better designs, ones which appeal to the customer. The entrepreneur receives a profit, and this is the reward for risk taking. The return to entrepreneurship is profit. There are 4 factors of production in economics: land, labour, capital and entrepreneurship. And each one has a payment, each one has a return. Land has rent. Labour has wages or salaries, has remuneration. Capital has a rate of return, and entrepreneurship has profit. Profit is really a residual, what's left over after the others have been paid, and that's what the entrepreneur gets. The role of profits in the economy are as follows. Now, profits are very important in the economy, and many people don't seem to understand the role of profit and why profit is important, but it is crucially important in the economy. For a start, profits encourage business startups. Business startups give more employment, but they also give us new products, innovations, change, better quality products. They give us better competitive companies who are able to compete overseas. So profits are important because profits encourage new business startups. They also encourage innovation. Companies are constantly looking to see how they can innovate the product, innovate the way they work, innovate the whole process. because through innovation customers get a better product, they're more interested in the product has got more sustainability in the market, it's more desirable in the market. In addition, it may be the case that the company is producing it cheaper because of innovations in production. So entrepreneurs try to introduce innovation, and that it means by innovating, they're producing it better, cheaper, they're selling more of it, more profits. But profits can also encourage efficiency, because companies are critically aware of their costs. They are critically aware of the need to cut costs and to be more efficient, to be more competitive, to compete in the market. And if they are successful in doing that, the reward is profit. They encourage business expansion and business change. As businesses grow, they expect to have more profits. That's what caused the business to grow. That's why the entrepreneurs in the business community want business expansion. They want it to expand to bring in more profit. So it's an incentive to have better companies, larger companies. And of course we all benefit from having more of the products on the market, more innovative products on the market, and also there's more employment, more opportunities within local communities to have jobs and to have careers as a consequence. They are also profits, a source of internal finance for future investment. Investment may be financed by venture capitalists or by banks, or it depends. There are all sorts of sources of finance that seem to be available. There might be grants from governments or local authorities or enterprise agencies. But profits is a way in which the business may expand without borrowing. It simply saves up its profits from previous time periods, or saves up a proportion of its profits from previous time periods, and uses that saving to make investments. So it does not have to borrow from banks and pay a rate of interest. They also act as a measure for business efficiency. By looking at businesses, it's possible to work out which one's more efficient, which one is making more profit for the amount of capital they're using. So perhaps small businesses are more efficient than big businesses. Big businesses have a lot of capital. So if we take the profitability of the big business divided by the amount of capital, we get a certain ratio, we get a certain figure. If we worked out the same calculation for a small business, we would perhaps get a different figure. So we're able, by the use of ratio analysis, to compare efficiencies using profitability. Now, the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Well, amongst these are the following. Entrepreneurs have good negotiating skills. Generally speaking, they're able to negotiate very well. They're able to do deals, perhaps deals that others can't do, because they have the ability to see all of the downsides and upsides, and they're able to understand the negotiations very clearly, and as a consequence they're good negotiators. Entrepreneurs tend to be hard working and ambitious people. They do tend to work long hours, and they do tend to be committed to the business. So that seems to be a characteristic, and we know this from reading biographies of famous entrepreneurs in the past, people like Richard Branson and Anita Roderick and Bill Gates, and we know that they are highly committed individuals, committed to the success of their business. But they're also very independently minded. They can listen to opinions and they can listen to advice, but at the end they will be guided by their own counsel. They will make their own decisions. So they tend to be very independently minded. They tend to do things the way they want. So So these are some brief ideas about the entrepreneur, the role of profits and so on in society. It's an important little class, and it does, as I said, overlap with other videos in the series. We have one similar to this one elsewhere, but it's still worth looking at and making notes from, because it's important that we are aware of why profits are important in society and what are the salient features or the important features of the entrepreneur. But that's all we're going to deal with here, so let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.